Honestly, when the Blue Archive, the animation began, I thought the biggest controversy around this series was going to be, yes, anime tourists discovering the world of Blue Archive fans. And yes, while certain publications like A&M, when they did their review of the first episode when it started airing on YouTube, did sort of play into this, spending a majority of their time talking about how gross Blue Archive fans. I think the biggest controversy that this series has had is Yuka's thighs. Yes, even with Blue Archive episode 8, we get Yuuka once again, which I was extremely happy to see, but the controversy continues as they keep making her thighs extremely thin. And people pointing out that, yes, other characters seem to have bigger thighs than Yuuka. Even Hina has bigger thighs than Yuuka. And yes, I understand. I feel you guys. At the same time, it's funny that that's probably the biggest controversy that's coming out of this series. But yes, episode 8 of Blue Archive, the animation, I really wasn't feeling like I was going to make a video on this episode, but honestly, I'm dried for content right now, so I figured why not? Let's talk about the episode. It does seem like, according to some whispers here and there, this is pretty much anime original, I think, which does make sense because the episode itself was very laid back. Now, it does do well in playing off the previous episode. Yes, we had Hoshino was trying to get them to go out and do something fun. And as we see with this episode, just like predicted, which was easily predicted, it was because Hoshino wanted to have like one last fun time with everybody before. Unfortunately, she has decided to leave the academy and go off and seemingly do this transfer over to this mysterious individual. And that seemed to be the play out in the entire episode. She's having fun, everybody's enjoying themselves. It does seem like at some point, Shiroko is picking up on this. We already have Sensei is picking up on this. Everybody's picking up that something's happening with Hoshino. She's hiding something. And I do like at some point in this episode, which is probably my favorite scene in the episode itself, was Shiroko confronting Hoshino. But no, I really like the lead into that whole segment because it's like that whole question mark, what do you think you are? Or what do you think that I am? Compared to all these fish and whatnot, which one do you think kind of represents me? And her point was, you're like the whale. You're always holding your breath. She obviously sees that there's some sort of sign that Hoshino is not comfortable. She's hiding something. She's holding it in. She's bottling it in. Yes, the anxieties and what she's going through is the oxygen. That is what she is pulling in and holding in. It's, again, really kind of a cool way to open that up. Coming over to the side and saying, hey, what's going on, basically? You helped me in the past. It seems to imply that, Shiroko was helped by Hoshino in the past, and she wants to help her. You've helped me. Now let me help you. I've leaned on you, now lean on me. And unfortunately, yes, Hoshino is just going to, brush it off, trying to put on a smiley face, push away kind of thing. Ultimately to the point where Shiroko discovers the letter and gives it to Sensei at the very end, which again, really sucks. Kind of seen it coming, but at the same time, going to be very interested to see what the whole point of that. The mysterious fellow at the very end seems to imply the idea that once this is started, it can't be stopped. Whatever he's putting into play has begun with Hoshino leaving that academy. Now, again, my question mark's going to become at that point, is it because they want to get Hoshino away from that academy? Because they want to attack the academy? And again, because they've implied already that Sensei being there seems to be important. They want Sensei, and maybe they believe that Hoshino being at Sensei's side was going to stop them from being able to get Sensei? Or is it simply because Hoshino is special in some way? As we have seen, she seemed to be very powerful in some way. Maybe they just want her. That could be as well. But we'll have to wait and see. Currently, I'm predicting it's probably to get Hoshino away. Yes, it could be to use her against them, but I think it's all kind of pointing to, I think this mysterious figure also wants Sensei, or doesn't want Sensei to be there. They could just be wanting to cause chaos within this area, and they just don't want the existence of the student council president, the general student council, and Sensei is kind of a part of that. So it's all curious. I'll be curious to see what that all plays out. But overall, outside of that, really fun episode. I thought it was a lot of fun. I like all these little jabs at Hoshino. Like she's talking about all this stuff and she's very, very smart. Wow, you're much smarter than we thought you were. Hey, I'm actually smart. What are you talking about? Setika seemed like she was having a blast. Like out of all of them, it felt like Setika was just like a kid in a candy store. She was just having way too much fun. It was really cool to see that despite that kind of symbolism that I was kind of getting into in the previous episode with this kind of balancing sculpture thing being broken, it doesn't seem like they all together get one of these things. I thought it was kind of funny. They go into the shop, and of course, I'm assuming in this setting, similar to in our life, I'm assuming these souvenir shops are extremely expensive. And so to have like them point out this one thing and talk about how expensive it is, and then it just turns into Hoshino just pleading to Sensei until he breaks and buys them all one. Like at first I thought it was going to be like, oh, well, she's just trying to get him to buy one. No, he literally has to buy one for all of them. So times 5. I don't know, maybe he might have one as well. But it was like a group thing. It's kind of cute. They all each get one, but at the same time, it's like, God, that must have costed a penny. Again, I haven't been to an amusement park in a long time, but even back when I went to one, they were extremely expensive. It's kind of like going to I don't know, buying a bottle of water at an airport. It's like this massive markup that costs like 5 times as much anywhere else. So, rip Sensei's wallet, I guess. Rip Sensei's wallet. I did find a little tragic that kind of parting comment that she made just before the night before, where Hoshino, again, this is in the wake of them going to the aquarium and everything like that, and her kind of being the senpai, telling them about all the stuff, and her kind of reflecting on her past. Was I as outstanding as you were, Yume? Which I'm guessing is Yume is the senpai that she had before, the one that, she took her place for. I'll be curious if they ever actually get into her, or if she just... Is she dead? Did she leave the school? Did she graduate? Where? And I guess and it brings up the question mark of like, where do these kids go once they finish here? It's like they seem like they're not normal. They all have these halos. Do they, I don't know, graduate and then they go and just become normal people in the city, or do they leave, or does it go to my crazy previous theory that I had? This is like all like one massive purgatory or something like that. Are these dead kids that are in purgatory before they go off to the afterlife or something like that? And when they graduate, they go to the afterlife or something like that. I don't know. It's just one of those weird theories that would kind of play into that. Yeah. Other than all that stuff, yeah, I loved seeing Yuuka again. I really do love Yuuka, and again, it kind of frustrates me that she's kind of just a side character that shows up every now and then and says, "Oh, hey, long time no see. I wish we could talk about things, but, it looks like you're busy. Let me take a picture of you later." But it is what it is. Again, Yuuka thighs. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. Can we talk about Sensei's comment? I always joked about that idea, with the whole previous scene with Nanomi kind of basically saying, hey, this lap is for you too if you want a pillow. But just have that moment where they literally are pushing Sensei. Do you eat the fish, or are they too cute? Do you eat them, or do you think they're cute? And he's literally, you're cuter than they are. It's that was such the weirdest comment you could ever make. I'm assuming that's a dialogue option. I don't know if this is original, maybe it's not there, but it's just of all the choices he has, it's to hit on his students. Again, it goes back to that whole thing of the controversy stuff about the Yuuka thighs, and it's I'm wondering if this is going to create a controversy around this. I have heard there is a group of people, there is a subset of people that do not like the idea of Blue Archive girls being in other properties, and to have this moment where they have essentially, to animate this series, they have to create a sensei, and now that sensei is hitting on the girls, it makes me kind of wonder, will Blue Archive episode 8 turn into the biggest controversial episode ever? I kind of wonder. Anyhow, that's my thoughts on episode 8 of Blue Archive, the animation. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, make sure to like button down below, comment, let me know what's the episode. Additionally, if you're new to the channel, make sure that subscribe button to get my content. I do news, reviews, first impressions, top list. If it's anime, it's pretty much here. Additionally, if you like this content and you want to support the channel more, I have a Patreon link, tips links, to banks membership button down below. Greatly appreciate what it does, and y'all take care.